Howdy, friends and gamers and Dragon Council. Welcome to a easy Sunday live stream on behalf of the Carolina Game Table's amazing campaign for the Deluxe Dragon Chair. So thanks for joining us, folks. We got an exciting announcement today, a new reveal, the something added to the line. So yeah, who wants to be the? What do we want to show off first? We want to show us like some cool people sitting in the chairs, or do we want to go right to the big reveal?
Oh, we want to show off the reveal. We got to show off. But I'll let Clint talk about it while you do the reveal. And yes, thank you everybody for joining us, not just for today, but for this entire thrilling roller coaster ride that is any crowdfunding project, not just this one, but all of them. So I can't wait to show you. What do you need if you've got a chair?
So Clint,
Yeah.
let's go.
What does every chair need? I mean, and what did we actually hear at Origins times? And I could not say anything about. I'm actually working on that. With people like, I just need to be able to put my feet up. What this thing really needs is an ottoman. That's right. The Deluxe Dragon Ottoman. Match the chairs.
That's very cool, and it's pretty. It's nice and big too. I think I'll maybe pop up a photo showing the comparison between the chair and the ottoman. So it's a nice big ottoman.
Look at that.
Yeah. I went on the design on this. The ottoman is the same width as the chair at the base, where some ottomans go a little bit smaller, like they'll be the width of just the seat or even smaller than that. But this one's going to be big enough that not only can you have your feet up on it, but as Jody and I tested out one time, you can be sitting in your chair with your feet up and somebody can be sitting on the ottoman talking to you at the same time.
Yeah, this is not just like a wimpy little footstool. This is room for like a tray, and then you've got your book on it and your like coffee or hot chocolate and maybe a snack. And yeah, we do have the showroom cam so that we can show it in action. If you want to add that to the Streamland Hour.
Boom, showroom cam.
Looks like we have somebody who's already commented. If you could show that comment there. One of our favorite friends has joined us. Yay, John Doom. Yeah, OMG footstool. Right. Bigger than a footstool.
Yeah.
That's an entire ottoman. It's an empire's worth of foot coverage.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll even show just how big that is. We have a model prepared to jump into that chair and show you just how comfortable it is to sit in it and enjoy. Yep, here she is. She's just going to show off just how much fun it is. Proper feet up on the ottoman there, if you would. Yep, there we go. Look, it's not a wimpy footstool. You've got lots of room there for your tray and your reading for the day or whatever it is that you want to have handy nearby. Put your tablet there. Yeah.
That ottoman is just over 2.5 feet wide. It's 31 inches wide. It's nearly 2 feet deep, 23 inches deep. And height-wise on it, it's 17 inches, which puts it about 3 inches under the seat height. So it's very comfortable for putting your legs out on it. It's a great height. If you're ever looking for a footstool for any chair whatsoever, looking at something that's about 3 inches shorter than your seat height is right. It can't serve double duty like that, Christian. It is flat top, and it's got a good cushion in there. So yeah, you could put a tray on that and use it as a coffee table too.
And that's why, so we didn't just, so this is an add-on that you can add to your Deluxe Dragon Chair pledge, but we also have it as its own reward level. So if you're not there for the chair and you just want to have a cool ottoman to grace your table or grace your living room, you can even get it with our Dragon Mark upgrade, but you can have just the ottoman for your living room if you so choose. And I'm sorry, the model does not come included. I'm afraid we need that around our house.
I mean, for the right price, we'll consider, but taking offers at least.
Nope.
Yeah.
And for those who are like not aware, because not everybody who watches the live stream is going to see us in person or know us as well as maybe John Doom or Christian do. That's our daughter, Bethany. So she lives with us and she's helping us out with the company, just like both of our daughters do. Our daughter Trinity is behind the camera right now. This is a family business and they have been with us from the very beginning. We can tell the story of how we delivered the very first Carolina game table to Gen Con in 2015 and had to cross like 5 lanes of traffic with, anyways, that was an experience. Like the cartoned table was in this huge box. Clint's behind it with this wimpy little like what do you call it? Hand cart, yeah. And the girls on either side steering the box because the box is as big as Clint. Okay, she's not an add-on to this campaign or ever. And I'm basically walking in front of all of this, going clear a path. They can't stop. The momentum is going. Just get out of the way. It was memorable. It was a little.
Did you guys have the Beast back then to drive it around in, or what was the first delivery? Oh,
no. We actually had it delivered to the hotel. The Marriott, I think, or maybe, one of the Marriotts there. That's just right across from it because it had a loading dock to get the truck in and do that. Little did I realize, although I discovered later, that trucks do not like going to that loading dock because it's basically an alleyway that they have to kind of back into and get stuff. But they delivered it there, and then we got there, and it was like, this is the first boxed, cartoned for delivery version of the table, kind of seen person. And I just looked at it and looked at like the cart we had, and I went, "Oh, we've made a horrible mistake." I was under the carton so much I could not see. Like Jody says, I have one daughter on my right side of the box, one on the left side of my box to be the eyes that could hear her out, and then Jody at the front doing the out of the way.
Oh my gosh! Yep. That's part of our family legacy, our history, one of the stories that we'll tell each other. I'm sure that it'll be one of those things that we'll tell, like, for years to come, be like, well, you might think that this is hard work now, but man, you were not there that first Gen Con when we were putting together the very first Carolina game table. So yeah.
Well, and I was there for the 2019 Gen Con where you got hey, we need your table like 1,000 yards that way in 30 minutes for a live stream. Can you get it there?
Yep. There have been some interesting times over the years. Yeah, there still have.
Yeah.
And you know what? We roll with it. These are good people in the industry, and we have a lot of fun with our tables. And of course, we're showing off one of our most recent game table designs there, the breakfast game table. It's significantly smaller than the one that we had at Gen Con, which is our dining game table. So we love this new design. It's kind of the perfect fit for people who have smaller dining spaces, which is why we call it the breakfast, like a breakfast nook type table. But it comes with a dining top, and it's just a great table. So we make tables, we make chairs, we make things that you can use for gaming. And for this campaign, we also have, as pictured there on the table, dice and dice bags. So if we can get a little bit closer on those. Oh, look, you're showing off your dice bag too. Yeah. So
they are big dice bags. They are nice. They hold a lot of stuff.
They are. So in our last live stream, we showed that I had over 180 dice in my Crit Field Queen dice bag, which I did put some of my my dice from our Savage Eperon campaign in there. If ladies, if you want to roll those dice out so Christian can see them. So, and those are not like the Norse Founder dice yet from this campaign, but I have to start somewhere, right? Actually, when we get the red and gold versions of the dice, they are going to fit that character scheme perfect, just perfect, right? Definitely big enough to be a dice satchel, John Doom. Thank you. Oh, can I get a
nice that it's got a flat bottom on the dice bag, so you.
I've got a flat. Oh, never mind.
You can't just leave them set up there. without your, the bag easily getting knocked over and the dice coming out. Yeah.
No, and they're, I mean, I really like the drawstring on these. I mean, like, unlike some other kind of dice bags that have the drawstring, they're just like inside the hem and they wear out really quickly. These have like, are on the paracord on the outside, which is nice and sturdy. But it's a whole nother panel that's stitched around it, so you can really cinch these down safely and not worry about like worrying about the hem on your bag. And then it opens up fully wide, so that's pretty nice too.
And it's fully lined with velour, nice and soft, so that it cradles your dice and hopefully coaxes a better roll out of them. I kind of have the same feature as the dice bag too. There might be a few fluffy people on the screen, but we like the dice bags. They're from our friends at Mischief Loot. But I think one of the coolest things about them is you get to personalize it for up to 15 characters. So we wrote like Crit Fail Queen on my bag. And then we also have one on there for Have Mercy GM, which is a kind reminder for Clint when he's gaming with me. And then Landauer has on his Dice Goblins, I believe. Dice Goblin, yeah. So you can put whatever you want on your bag. And if it wants to, you want to riff on the dragon theme and make it be like dragon ass or something like that, you can put whatever you want on your bag. It can just be your name. That's pretty cool too, right? Have a dice bag with your name embroidered on the front for $35 because that's the reward level for just this bag. We think that's pretty cool. It's not as cool as the Ottoman maybe, but it's still pretty cool. And it might fit in some people's budgets just a tiny bit better. So anyways, we're excited about the Ottoman. We know that that's the biggest thing for today's live stream. And we wanted to show that off.
Yeah, so for those of us who are new here, and maybe you're just catching the stream and not realizing, there is a whole backer kit campaign. Link is right in the chat right now for the Dragon Chair. So you can head on over to the campaign page right now. And there are pledge levels for the dice bags. There are pledge levels for the dice, the really cool aluminum dice. There's a pledge level for the Ottoman, or you can go in for a whole chair. So lots of options on how to participate in the campaign. And I think are there even pillows by themselves too? Or are those just add-ons?
Yep, we do have the option to get 2 of the throw pillows, like the chairs come with. For $300, I think, for 2 pillows, 2 leather pillows with the velveteen on the back so that they breathe easier for using those. Yep.
Oh, that's a good view showing the velveteen on one side and the leather on the other side with the dragon mark. I love that.
Yeah, and the pillows are the right size that you could get the dragon mark on those as well. We can do it on that. And then in addition to the pillows, we also have the seat cushions for tying on to wooden, frame chairs or chairs, and there they are.
So those are the chairs that we make from Carolina Game Tables. They're, mahogany, just like our tables, they match. But of course, that's going to fit any chair with a 20-inch seat like ours. So wherever you bought your chairs from, this is a pretty universal seat cushion, and it's 2 inches thick. I think you said that. I don't know, but that with the special Clint, you don't have to talk about the design on that for why that's going to stand up a little bit better than other seat cushions might.
So yeah, most seat cushions that you see for something like this, they'll just do what's a thin piece of foam. I actually think this is 2.5 maybe inches or 3 inches on this one, and they'll just do this a thin piece of foam with what's known as a knife edge seam, which is kind of like on the throw pillows there. It's just one stitched together all the way around like that along the edge, and pulls it tighter right on the outsides where you kind of want some more cushion there for your legs. This one, we've got full panel, full, cushion there, and they're reversible with fabric, the same fabric on the other side. So if you want to go with the fabric, you can do that. And then when I was working with the factory on this to make sure that it's fully reversible, normally on a cushion like that, they'll have the foam and they'll have polyester fiber that's the softer. It's essentially it's a man-made soft like down, but without the feathers poking you, kind of thing for seating on. So we've actually had the supplier is doing these cushions with the fiber on both sides. So it is a fully reversible seat cushion of having that soft fiber on both sides for sitting.
Well, and like one of the marks of really high-end furniture, speaking of like the softness, and I know that we've mentioned this before, but the whole chair is decked out. Let me see if I can put a photo of the soft velveteen trim. So you can see it's a little darker in this picture, but the all the joints on the edges. One, it's aesthetic, but two, it's like very nice to feel on the hand. Let's get another photo too. You can kind of see some of that all around the edging. Is a nice velveteen trim. So that's pretty classy, guys.
Thank you. That's all Clint's, design genius there. And of course, he's got two types of leather patterns so that it looks like the dragon's belly in certain places and the back of the dragon in other places. So the inside back and the outside back of the chair are the dragon's back spine. You can see that like more tightly packed cells, as it were. And we use that same softer belly type pattern on the seat cushions. So if you're going to be sitting on a cushion, it's not just red leather, it's the dragon hide red leather. It's got the same kind of imprint there. And that is an embossed leather. I'm sorry, we don't actually kill dragons for this, but we're doing the best thing we can by finding cows and then making that,
And as we've said, by the transitive properties of dragons eating cows, this is dragon hide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, full circle, right?
Right.
Yeah. So for folks who are kind of just getting into the luxury furniture market, there's a really cool option that is on the Backer Kit campaign. And so folks that have done Kickstarters before haven't had this feature, but it's called Pay Over Time. So how does that work, Clint?
So yeah, that's a great feature Backer Kit had. One of the many reasons we ended up choosing them was available is you can, whatever you do for backing on this campaign, you can break that down into 4 payments. So it's not all, the campaign's over. Now suddenly I've got to have a big chunk of money that's going to come out of my account. It's like, no, you've got I think it's 4 payments, right? And it just breaks it down so that you can, it's not hitting you all at once. And that's really a great thing for, people that do things like game tables or, high-end furniture, things like that. I know I had a talk with the folks at Dwarven Forge where they've been doing some campaigns like that. I don't know if it was Backer Kit at the time, but it was something to that nature. And they talked really highly about how much that helped them. But yeah, I really like the idea of, not hitting someone all at once, especially when it's the case of you've got a 30-day campaign that lasts a month, and it might take people longer than 30 days to prep for such, a high ticket kind of item. It's like you have to give them some heads up. And as we've discovered, I mean, between the 3 of us over 24 or more campaigns, there's always someone who shows up at the end and go, I didn't even know about this. Yeah. People are finding out about it for the first time, sometimes even after the campaign is over. So wanted to give everybody as many options as we can to make it as easy as we can.
And that's why we always want people. So please help us by sharing the campaign link, share this live stream, share, anything about our campaign, share our company, because reaching people is the hardest part. That's why we're doing this as a crowdfunding campaign. Yes, that link right there. When we do these new products, right, we've already invested with our, Carolina Game Tables assets to be able to do the new design, to set up the production setup, like there's a word there, production basically, to be able to find all of the suppliers and work with them. Like we've already invested in all of that. We can just launch this on our website tomorrow. Like that's not the issue. but we get a lot more eyeballs, and the marketing impact of a crowdfunding campaign is so much worth it. And we know that because we've done more than 30 campaigns together using, for everything from board games and books and, RPGs and furniture. So we've done lots of campaigns. We understand that that's how this works in this economy, honestly. In the gamer verse, you find out about things that are new and cool through crowdfunding. So please share the link and back the campaign. That would be great too. So, but
Yeah.
You guys shared with me some kind of behind the scenes photos on kind of just why these are high end furniture, how they're durable, and so Clint, what are we seeing in this one? What are these? What do we see here? What's going on?
So what you're looking at here is what's known in upholstery industry as no sags. And no
sags, the G.
No snags, no sags, which is actually, as I understand it, like a trademark name, but it's kind of like Kleenex. In the industry, everybody just kind of calls it that. It's a serpentine coil seating and unit. And these things have been around so long, and it's just great. I can actually kind of show you here mine if you can see it. If literally just before we went live on stream, the light right over me went out. Like the lights, like the shadows moved as he came through. But yeah, these things are super strong. It's an exercise in and of itself. But they provide a great seating. They're anchored front to back directly to the frame and then to each other across, which you can kind of see where that connection is made in the picture that Chris put up right there across the metal. You can see where they are, clamped together across, and that is done after setting them up. So each of those is done by hand by somebody setting them in. It's not just a unit or anything like that. Each of these has to be a specific length for the style, and there's a lot of talk about 8-way hand tying spring units in, and that's really great, and it's nice, and it works for some nice, pieces of furniture. But when you get to a smaller seat, like it's great for sofas and things like that, where you have a lot of room to work together and interconnect them. But when you get to a smaller seat, like a chair, it gets trickier to interconnect them in such a way that, a spring won't slide. And the other thing about that is it takes, each individual spring isn't exactly co-supporting the other springs like these do. They're all kind of taking the weight of those big bottom people like us. And yeah, so yeah, it's no sags or serpentine springs, called a couple of different things. It's surprising to people, but like these things have been used, I think, nearly 100 years since they were first invented, and they just last so long. They work so well. It's just one of those tried and true techniques of supporting.
So what you're saying is, if your dice bags are round or flat or thin or fat, you've got support on this excellent chair, right?
That's right.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. One more kind of cool behind the scenes picture. Like, what's going on in here? What's this going?
So in some brass nail application, and I've seen this before, they actually have a strip that looks like brass nails, and there's a spot at the end of these strips where you actually put one nail in, and the rest of it just is a faux nail. Where our chairs are being constructed and made, each nail is individually put in, and there is one person who does it well, but they have designed a pneumatic gun that basically will shoot the nails in individually. And
I think I want that for my next character, actually.
Yeah.
How much damage does a nail do? Is it 2d6, 2d8?
I'd probably put it at about 2d4 or
2d4,
so.
okay.
Being in
Sometimes
furniture
people
for
nailed with the brass nail
yeah,
gun.
yeah. I've stepped on those nails. I've had a staple gun in my hand, shoot in my hand a couple of times. Those are no fun. As most people know, I would rather get cut than have a puncture wound any day of the week. Those just stink. Um, but the nice thing about that is though, having that level of technology or that level of ability is also one of the reasons why. And Jody mentioned it earlier, of all the planning that went into this, and my design for it was not just making it super high quality, but also keeping in mind that based off our plans, we wanted something that when the campaign ends, we could be shipping these chairs before the holidays. And having that kind of ability to basically be able to brass nail and get a chair done in like an entire chair, like you see the nails that are around this on each of the borders and everything like that, in a half an hour or so. Where doing it by hand, that would probably be a whole day job. And it means that, you get that individual nail treatment, but you get it at a speed that lets us get our production moving.
And that's, modern manufacturing techniques. We get to take advantage of that with our shared factory experiences with the different factories that we work with. And if we can have our camera person go zoom in on some of the details there, that's another reason why these are works of art. So because they are hand nailed, the pneumatic, nailer, that just makes it go faster. But the hand actually still has to guide where the nail's going to go. So this person's chair is going to be different from the next chair, just slightly, just like a work of art, because it is a work of art. Same for our dragon mark on the back of the chair. If you get that as an upgrade, that's just $300 more if you want to get that on your chair. That's handmade. Like there's no laser drilled like stamp that comes down and does the exact same thing on every single chair. That's a hand done thing. It's following a format, but it's still like a hand sewn mark into the back of the chair or into the pillow, into the top of your ottoman, wherever it is that you want to put that mark. So we're pretty proud of that. These are really nice pieces of furniture. They're going to last an incredibly long time. We have, I'm trying to imagine, Clint, like what is maybe the oldest piece of upholstered furniture we have in our house? Because we have some old pieces that we've inherited over the years. And I only have one piece that was ever made for me, which we've had now for about 20 years, I think. It's a chaise lounge that I get to watch watch TV in. It's gorgeous and I love it. I should take a picture, but I might be replacing it with a dragon chair. I'm just saying, dragon chair and ottoman, because you got to put your feet up. That's the whole point of the chaise. Put your feet up.
Well, if you're one of those people who like to try before you buy, at least one of the Dragon Council got to sit in the chair before they made a pledge. There is an opportunity coming up here next week at Gen Con. So you want to talk a little bit about what's going on at Gen Con. And I'm going to throw up some pictures of some folks from Origins who had some fun while you guys talk about that. So. Yeah,
and you'll get a chance to see the backdrop that we will have set up at Gen Con too for getting your own pictures made. And yeah,
it will be booth 2947 for anybody who's looking for us at Gen Con. But of course, you're not going to remember that number, probably. You'll just look at the map like everybody else does. And you will find us on the floor with that backdrop there. Look at these fun people with all of their great cosplay. We had some really cool people stop by to try out the chair. We had people come by and do reviews. If I can have the showroom cam go over to what we are offering our media people who come by, we would love for you to come by and talk to us about our chair, about our tables, about our storage benches, anything. If you are in the media or press, you're going to do a review of our stuff, and you're at Gen Con, please come by and we'll give you either a copy of Dinner and Dice, a gaming cookbook, or a set of our coasters as a bribe honestly, as because we want
As
you to
a thank you.
as a thank you. No, it is a thank you because we appreciate your time and attention, but we also think we have some really cool stuff that your readers are going to want to know about, or watchers.
Well, since we got it on, I know we're going to save it for later, but since it's on camera right now, the storage bench is actually a really cool thing. Is it one of those going to be at Gen Con to show off too?
Both of those will be.
Oh, they're both storage?
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, let's see if we can get our model to open up the other one there. Yep, she's doing it. So they link together. Clint, what is it called again that connects them?
Connectors.
I think like they're used for sofas.
So yeah, it's actually a connector that's commonly used for sectionals to interconnect sectional pieces so that they're stable and around. And you see the connector there.
You can see our high-tech camera there.
Okay.
The sheen of the
one and the other. But yeah, so and that is, you've got those connectors on one side and those on the other, and each bench is like that. So you can connect, to either end one way or the other, whichever way you want to go. It just depends on which way you're using the connectors. And that whole design is set up with the single seat and the double seat. You can create any length of bench seating you want because you can connect any of those designs together. So if you put two-seaters together, you can have a 4-seat bench seat with storage, big enough to go down the side of a Tablezilla.
And you can remove those dividers and make your spaces as big or as narrow. And when you have those narrowest dividers, you can store magic cards there. They really are like big enough for sleeved magic cards. So you can put maybe not your entire magic collection, but you can put a lot of cards into a bench. And there's also additional space above the level of the dividers. So usually when you're looking at the storage area, you're thinking you can go up to that edge of the divider. There's all that extra, I think 2 inches or so of space on top. So if your board game box is bigger and it's sitting down in there, you don't have to worry about it. It'll still close down on top of it. So yeah, we love our benches too. They're really cool. And we have plenty of people who just buy the benches. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, those are super nice. And anybody who is a gamer and needs a game table needs storage. And, Kallaxes just don't cut it for a lot of stuff. Those are really nice way to store your games. So there's some other really fun cosplays, a couple more. That's my fave. The dragon in the dragon chair. Come on now. That's
right.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the eyes lit up I don't see how that person was able to see as they're walking around, but that was super cool and a little creepy. I'll be honest.
Right. And
and this guy's cosplay, he looked exactly like Kevin Sussman from Big Bang Theory. It was
just
amazing.
On point. So on point. And of course, our famous two, just showing off how amazingly awesome and big these chairs are. The lovely Black Daughters at Origins pre-boot setup.
They're showing off just how, because after we had everything packed up, we had to wait for our turn to be able to load out. So I took this picture of them. Of course, they're hanging out on their phones because everybody does that. But they had the best seats in the house while we're waiting for loadout because that's what we do. We sit in these chairs. We use these chairs. You prop your feet up on one side of these chairs. I use them for editing. These are not just chairs you're going to look at. These are chairs you use. So, and I hope my daughter forgive me for showing that picture.
Yeah, it was so funny to me how many people at Origins, like the guys right across from us, people walking by, exhibitors coming in today, be like at the towards the end of the afternoon, it's like, oh, I wish I had those in my booth. Best seat in the house.
And we're going to have so much fun at Gen Con. I'm looking forward to it. Not only are we going to have that backdrop set up so you can come by, you can take your own picture with the chair. You don't have to be all that dressed up. You can just stop by in your gamer gear and get a picture with the chair and be like, look at me, I'm in the chair. Please share to your socials so that people see just how cool it is. Even if you never buy a chair, you've got a picture of yourself in the chair, right? Come check it out. And of course, if you're media, come by and talk to us. We'd love to have that. We don't just talk about ourselves there and about Carolina Game Tables. We also work with Pinnacle Entertainment Group. So we are happy to talk about that as well. We are a twofer at the show. You can talk about Savage Worlds and Deadlands. Pinnacle is going to be running Deadlands Dark Ages demos, which is our new and upcoming product, which won't be out this year, but that's why it's a demo. It's just teasing it out there. So follow
every hour on the hour. There might be 2 or 3 demo slots still open because those sold out pretty fast. But yeah, stop by Studio 2 Publishing, 1929, 2029, a whole big row to come check out the cool new stuff. And like, there'll be some good stuff at the booth, some new stuff. There's a player's book with the 5th variant cover that'll be there. That's super exciting too. And then if you can't make it to Gen Con, but you like seeing a Carolina game table being used for live streaming on a very special property because it's up for an Emmy this year for Best Family Game, and friend of show and everybody else is going to be game mastering it. I'll put this on the screen, but Candace the Magnificent is going to be running Pine Box Middle School on the Gen Con TV live Friday, August 2nd. At 7 p.m. Eastern. So her and her amazing crew of 4 players will be running through Pine Box Middle. And hopefully we get an Emmy because it's certainly worth it. Scott Woodard, who is one of the writers on Pine Box Middle School, is going to be at Gen Con. Tracy Sizemore will be there. A bunch of folks from Pinnacle, Daryl and Donald and Mike Barbeau and Simon and me and Jody and Clint and who else? Brian Reeves. Yes. I mean, like Shane will not be there, but other than that, I mean, a whole bunch of fun Pinnacle folks will be there. So come by, say hi, enjoy some Deadlands Dark Ages, or even better, put your feet up on that ottoman, get your butt in that chair, and then, convince the spouse that the 4 easy payments on pay over time, you can do it. You can make it happen. So,
and also, this is expensive. We get it. And we also know that pay over time helps. This will be available on our website later, but it'll be more expensive. That's kind of the point of a crowdfunding campaign, is to get the word out, right? So this is the cheapest you're going to ever find these things. So please consider that if this is something you have to have in your life, this might be the best time to get it. And yeah, some dragon cushions on the benches would be pretty cool. We're brainstorming that. We'll have to see how we can do that.
I don't think if I let my dogs on the ottoman, I don't think I'd ever get it back. I think they would just stay, and it would be their ottoman from then on. So.
Well, see, now I have a thing about if the dogs are on the furniture, they have to be over a sheet. Like there's a sheet on the furniture, because otherwise I'm just going to be cleaning up dog hair forever. So yeah, so I can maybe let the dogs on the ottoman if I put a sheet on it first, but I don't know that they'll want to. They'll just want to be in the chair.
Yeah. As somebody who's been in the upholstered furniture business for a while, I highly recommend the sheet, towel, blanket, something, because dogs and cats have oils in their hair that protect them, and it gets into the fabric, it gets into the leather. The only thing that's really seriously protected from that kind of thing is the kind of furniture that you could throw out and replace, like paper plates. So you got something that's kind of nice, you want to protect it, try to do that. But yeah, otherwise you might end up with some dark spots where the dog lays on the corner of a sofa or something.
Yeah, and be sure to wash those things too. Like you put the sheet on the couch, and then the next thing you know, you're like, is that a dog-shaped spot on the sheet? It's time to wash that sheet. Like you can't just leave it on there and then that not work after a time. So
talking about Candace game, you'll actually see Carolina game tables at different places, not just at our booth. If you are watching the live stream, I think, by the way, with Candace's, I think Gen Con has 3 or 4 channels that they run live during the show. So you have to find which one that is. But the channel that Candace's game will be played at, all throughout the con, there will be a streamer game table in that location that they'll be streaming from at that place. And then another place that you will find, I think it's one of our banquet game tables, is out on the hall towards
in the connected corridor. Yeah, between the
isn't Sirenscape using them too?
Yes,
Team Lucas Oil in the exhibit hall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Sirenscape booth is going to have some amazing Savage Worlds demos. I think they're just walk-ups. So it's a bunch of schedules with enhanced with Sirenscape music.
Actually, they did get put onto the Gen Con
Oh,
schedule.
they're on the schedule.
Go grab those tickets, people.
Okay. Then grab
I did see the email where they got put onto the schedule. So go grab those Sirenscape tickets, and then you get to sit at, not only you're playing at a Carolina game table, and for our games, it's one of our staffers that's going to be running the games. We also have a friend, Ron Ringenbach, who's going to be running a couple of sessions of Savage Spelljammer. So that sounds like fun too. But sign up for one of these hour-long demos. You get to play a quick game. It's not going to take much time out of your time, or out of your day, but it's also going to have a kick-ass soundtrack from Sirenscape to go along.
Professionally DJ'd. That's really cool.
Yes, a professionally DJ'd game. Like, how cool is that? I can't wait to see it, and I'm thrilled that they're letting us be a part of that.
Yeah. So I'll get you put 11 more days on the campaign. So act now, because this price will never be as good again. It'll be more expensive retail. I'm going to pop the comment up on screen one more time, but let's cut to our showroom in nice big screen and have the girls show off.
That's right. Let's do one more walkthrough of everything.
There's the amazing Ottoman.
Yep. There's our beautiful Ottoman. The new thing that we're showing off in this live stream. So as you can see, there's a cushion on top, there's a base, and then the base has the brass kneeling with the gold finish, and then the stretchers underneath, and the stretchers provide more stability. Clint can talk more about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to provide more strength for the legs, because interconnecting the legs front and back and then having a stretcher between them, it's the same setup that we have for the chair, where we've got stretchers connecting the legs front and back, and stretchers between them. Just the more points you connect on a frame, the stronger it'll be overall.
And it has our dragon hide leather on there, so you can see the pattern of the leather, which if you get to see it in person, I mean, just nothing's going to look as good on a camera as you can in person. We think that these live streams do a better way of showing it off than anything we can take professionally, photography, that kind of thing. And we tried, but this is really cool because you can kind of get up and down and view different angles of the way the light reflects off of the leather. And of course, it just feels amazing. It's so soft. So, and then we've got our chair. The main thing that we're having for this campaign is the Deluxe Dragon Chair. The dragon mark there in the back of the chair is optional. That's a small little upgrade price once you've figured out the price of the chair. We do still have spots remaining on our Dragon Council. So we hope that if you are considering this, that you will fill out our Dragon Council, because after that's gone, then the price goes up for everybody else. So yeah, we have somebody coming over there to show off the chair, and oh yes, the cushion too.
Yep, fully reversible cushion to the fabric seat on the other side. So if you prefer, there's fabric on the reverse side of the pillow as well. One of the reasons that I did that in design is because it also means that the fabric breathes easier. So when you sit on it, it gives a more comfortable seating experience.
It really does. It cushions you. And then, of course, the cushion can be refilled after time. Like the seat that we were talking about earlier with the supports, the no sag, that's underneath that cushion in the actual seat frame. But then you've got the cushion on top there. If anything's going to wear out, it'll be the cushion, and you can get a new filling for that. But the rest of it is going to last for such a long time. And it's just gorgeous, y'all. It's a power chair. Can I just say that? Like when you sit in that chair, you just feel so much more empowered with everything you're doing. I feel like I make only good decisions in that chair, especially in the red chair. I like the red better than the black. And you would think that with a last name like Black, I'd be drawn to that one, but I like the red. But we also have it in red. You get to choose red or black in the Pledge Manager. We're not making you choose that during the campaign. So here we are looking at the red chair without the dragon mark, so that you can see what that looks like. And you might be able to have a better look at the way the leather pattern is. And we do have some Savage Worlds materials there behind us, behind the chair. It's got some Deadlands materials. We have Clint's Necessary Evil that he's known for. And then, of course, the core rules, Savage Worlds Adventure Edition there in the middle, Pathfinder for Savage Worlds up there on the top left, right, whatever that is. Yeah, some of our favorites.
Yeah, that's the last adventure path we released, Curse of the Crimson Throne.
Right, and this is a Crimson Throne. It literally is.
That's right.
It is. That's right. If you need a Crimson Throne, we got you.
Right, the brand tie-in is amazing. So the chair itself, $6,000 during the campaign. It'll go up in price after that. But if you want to get in and get some dragon goodness for a little cheaper, there's also the personalized dragon logo dice bag for just $35. That's its own pledge level, and the dragon logo Norse Foundry aluminum dice set for $150. So those are amazing little add-ons, and there's some bonuses if you get in. But if you want a cool dragon logo, a really awesome dice bag, or some fantastic luxury dice, I really like the aluminum ones too. They roll really nicely.
Me too.
It's a good set.
And we've shown the blue on the table, but the final color for the dice set is going to be red with gold font, and I think they look amazing. So maybe a little bit later we can pull up one of the graphics showing that from our campaign page. But then right now we just have the blue set for a sample to show off.
That is a set designed for the system we create for Savage Worlds. So it does have a wild die with it that will be a black contrasting D6 in addition to the red one, so that you have a wild die with it. So
there they are. Yeah. Don't they look great? Yeah. And then the black wild die with the gold font as well too. So they look so good. And you know what? I like it. I get to have it. So, so part of the reason why we make this stuff is because we want it. That's why we make the games that we make, is because these are the games we want to play. This is the furniture that we want to use. So this is the dice I want to roll. I'm going to try to get that to happen. You know what? You should stop me at a convention and tell me what you want and convince me that it's something that I want to.
Please don't. Please don't.
I want a puppy.
We keep saying the dice, but I want to note it does include the aluminum, case with the magnetic, top that closes on it too. So it is the dice and that case.
That's really classy. It's really nice. Yeah. So, folks, if you are in the market for either an amazing game table, because they have a whole selection at various different heights, all the tables from a breakfast size, the square one, all the way up to the Tablezilla or a streamer. Carolina Game Tables has got a stellar reputation in the industry, and now they're expanding into luxury furniture with the Dragon Chair. So come find us at Gen Con. And other than that, I think there's 11 days left in the campaign. So do the hard work, dig deep, check out the pay over time. And let's see, where's the yes, and red is hot. That's true.
It is hot.
And not cursed though. It's not a curse throne. It's not
a curse. No. Right. Yeah, and the seat cushions too, and the throw pillows. Like, we've tried to think of different ways that you can use this in your home, even if it's just as an accent or as a statement piece. And then we wanted to have different reward levels and price points for everybody to be able to join in on the fun. So even if it's not your thing, we appreciate you sharing the campaign. We appreciate that.
And it's supporting a family business made here in America. So for all those things, it's a great, the blacks are a blessing, not a curse, right? That's, we love them and we love the stuff they make. So so a couple days, we'll see you guys in Gen Con. If not, check out that live stream on Friday night, and 11 days in the campaign. So we might be back for the close of the campaign. We'll see how tired we are after we get back from Gen Con. But
I know, no promises. We wait till we get back from Gen Con, and then we just go, okay, what are we doing now? What happened with the campaign? Where are we even at? That's going to be what happens after Gen Con, and then we'll figure it out from there.
We're already taking the vitamin C and zinc just to stave off con crud. But,
yes.
Campaign is fully funded. It's going to be a thing. The Dragon Chair is real. So consider purchasing one now, folks. We appreciate the support. And any final words from Jody or Clint?
For me, yes, you can find me at the Carolina Game Tables booth. You can find me at the Studio 2 booth. You can find me probably running back and forth between those two and other meetings that I'm going to have on the floor. But if you see me, please don't be afraid to stop me and say, hey, Jody, I just wanted to say hi. That's all you have to say. You don't have to have any kind of prepared speech. I know that it can be sometimes a little bit weird or intimidating to figure out, like, is that who I think it is? Maybe I should say something. Maybe I shouldn't. Don't second guess. Just say hi. Just say hi. Because I like having that. And I figured out a way to like maybe make it easier for you to figure out if it's me or not. I've decided to go with pearls. I figure nobody else is going to wear pearls but Jody. So I'm going to wear pearls to a convention where everybody else is wearing black t-shirts. So if you see me,
class them and join up, Jody. We like it.
I'm going to try. Because gamers are really classy people. They are. They're good people.
Yeah, they're paladins, they're clerics, they're barbarians, they're classy people.
Even when they're being rogues and backstabby, they're just role playing, right? They're letting their evil out a little bit there so that they don't kill you in the middle of the night. That's what I love about gamers is we have a lot of empathy for one another, and I love to get to know you. So do say hi. And Clint is probably going to be holding down the fort at the Carolina Game Tables booth, along with our girls. You met our daughters earlier in the live stream. So just come by and say hi to them too. Where do you want to talk about yourself, Clint?
Don't talk to me, please, because don't listen. No, my thing will say is I have with my own ADHD, I sometimes have problems matching up names with faces. I may have known you for decades, but please, flip your badge around so I can see your name or something. Do me that favor. Help me out. Help me out here.
That is the bane of the single point badge ones, is they are always backwards. Like you need the two anchor badges that keeps the facing forward.
Yeah. And do keep in mind that we will have already been at Gen Con, like for 2 days, doing load in and getting set up and everything like that. So, pretty much my day one, my brain is already kind of Swiss cheesy as it is. So if I'm a little bit off, I apologize. But just, come back by. I will give you an idea of how Swiss cheesy my brain is. I was looking through my stuff for Gen Con preparing up, and I found a note from a very good friend of mine with the phone number. Sorry I missed you. Give me a call. I think it was from last Gen Con. I hope it was and not an earlier one. And I'm like, oh, God, I feel bad now.
Oh, well.
You got 2 days to call before it's technically the next one. So you're
That's
good.
right.
You're good.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fun thing is that hopefully you'll get to see them again. You'll get to hang out just a little bit. Even if you don't, we can reach each other online. We are all connected through all the socials. So that's fun. You can find me mostly on Facebook. That's where I tend to hang out. I haven't really had a chance to post anything personal lately because I've just been inundated with work-related things and sharing that. And I apologize because I try to be a little bit more fun than that in my feed. And I try to be uplifting and post only hopeful content. So I hope that you'll. Yeah, I mean, there's just no room for hate in this world.
It's true. Well, if you got love in your heart and $6,000, get a Dragon Chair because it's amazing. The campaign ends on 8/8 at 8 p.m. So 888 lucky numbers, and so 11 days left. And other than that, we'll play you out with a nice little advertisement video from the campaign. But we appreciate you guys watching, and if you're hearing this before the 888, get in on it, get some good stuff. So take it easy, folks.
Bye.
Thank you.